I've seen a lot of posts about the Big Meech concert getting canceled. What I'm not seeing is anybody blaming Rick Ross for this. Nobody is saying, yo, Rick Ross, it's your fault.
50 Cent says he gave the BMF family $5 million legal dollars, so he does not understand where the money went, how Little Meech blew it before Big Meech got out of jail, but he feels extremely betrayed after that picture got taken between Big Meech and Rick Ross after
Big Meech thought he was making a legendary comeback, but instead, total disaster. And guess who might be behind it? Rick Ross. Ross flexed like Meech's biggest supporter, hyping him up and throwing cash around. But when it was time to back it up, he disappeared. Meech's big return, canceled. That huge deal with 50 Cent, gone. Now, Ross is back to chasing his own bag while Meech is left picking up the pieces. Did Ross use him for clout? Was this a setup? The streets are buzzing, and the truth is ugly. Before we get started, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more juicy content.
Already know, car show going down June 7th. Get online right now, get your tickets right now. But for the hustlers, I want y'all to understand you gotta stop making business personal.
Meech's downfall just hit a whole new level, and fans are scrambling to figure out, did Rick Ross set him up from the start? And more importantly, can he recover from this disaster? Here's the raw truth. Meech walked out of prison thinking he was about to reclaim his throne, but reality smacked him hard. The game had changed, and his first move, teaming up with Rick Ross. Bad idea. Ross, the same guy who built his image off Meech's legacy, came through throwing stacks and selling dreams. But the second Meech needed real backing, that support disappeared. And if you're wondering how a street legend like Meech even ended up in this mess, turns out that BMF fortune, long gone.
50 Cent says he gave the BMF family $5 million legal dollars, so he does not understand where the money went, how Little Meech blew it before Big Meech got out of jail, but he feels extremely betrayed after that picture got taken between Big Meech and Rick Ross after he got out of jail. Now we know Rick Ross has this song where he's like, I think I'm Big Meech. Larry Hoover, and that's the Big Meech that gets portrayed by Little Meech on the TV show BMF Power, produced by 50 Cent. And it's ironic, right? I mean, it'd be kind of easy to see why the real Big Meech would like that song by Ross, but if 50 Cent gives your family, you know, $5 million in cash, whether it's through acting, I think he was paying for acting lessons for Lil Meech, you gotta have some appreciation. And you know, before more details unfolded, like $5 million, because people were like, oh, 50 Cent doesn't pay people, he's always suing people. Look how he paid Ghost from Power less than Mary J. Blige on Power Book. But if Little Meech got $5 million and he's nobody except the son of somebody famous, then he definitely could have treaded carefully with this Rick Ross thing. I don't think Rick Ross even gave him $1 million for whatever they did. It was a picture, it was an event. I doubt it was $1 million. I doubt it was 500,000. I doubt it was 200,000. I think it was $100,000 or less, whatever Big Meech did for Ross, and he sold his relationship with 50 for a $100,000 picture, basically.
Meech was so hungry for a fresh start, he was ready to turn on 50 Cent just for a chance with Rick Ross. But the money never came. He was so broke, he even expected Lil Meech to pull up with stacks. But guess what? Lil Meech was just as down bad. Now, with no cash and no real allies, Meech is drowning, and Ross nowhere to be found.
But when we go to your crib, and me and Murder sitting in the backyard, and you like, yo, little baby ain't give me no money. He came in the Ferrari truck, he had the Ferrari truck, he had 4 pockets full. I'm looking at this like, yo, this tripping. Like, little baby he's not obligated to give you nothing. I looked at it like, from that point, maybe 50 should have brung a bag for Meech and maybe a watch or something. Cause obviously that's what Ross did or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I had in mind. Cause he said it to me and Murder, and I'm sitting there analyzing it like, damn, this nigga wanted some bread, or maybe he spent all the bread cause he made a couple of million with 5. My whole thing is, maybe the relationship would be good as if you saved some money for your pops when he came home, but I understand how it is to be a young black man with money, and you don't make the right decisions.
With money running out, the Meech household was in serious trouble. And Rick Ross, he saw a golden opportunity. Ross played the role of a savior, acting like he'd help Meech bounce back. And when 50 Cent came for Meech, Ross was out here talking big, acting tough, but when it was time to actually back it up, Ross disappeared. And Meech left with nothing.
Took a picture with Rick Ross. You like a hoe. Put your back against the wall and just slide. Where your car at? Now where your yacht at? Where your plane at? Where your fish at? Life could sometimes be like real estate, baby. You might have to knock everything down, build it back up, and get it to the value you need it to be. Down.
What business is business. Yeah, like business is business. A part of me understands a part of that. I do understand that.
Well, they always say there's no permanent friends and enemies in business, just permanent interests.
Yeah, so. Because this is the thing. I understand that 50 got, the ongoing beef with the people and all of that. You understand what I'm saying? But it seems like their transaction is just business.
Step 1 of Meech's big comeback: flood him with cash. And Rick Ross thought the fastest way to do that was a massive benefit concert. Backed by EXO Touring and AG Touring, the event promised a star-studded lineup to celebrate Meech's return. And Ross, he hyped it like it was the event of the decade.
February 13th, the Big Meech Home benefit concert. It's gonna be iconic. Too many names to list, but let me salute some of the legends. Lil Baby, Boss Man D-Lo, 21 Savage, Sexy Red, Ricky Rose. Now,
just when Meech thought his comeback was locked in, he got hit with the biggest disappointment of his life. Hours before the show, the Amarant Bank Arena dropped a bombshell. Due to unforeseen circumstances, tonight's show has been canceled. Just like that, it was over. Fans were quick to point fingers at 50 Cent, with rumors swirling that he got Meech and Rick Ross blackballed. And Whack 100, he was convinced 50 was behind it all.
Y'all don't remember when they asked me, Whack, what you think about the concert? I said, I think it's too early for dude to even be playing with anything. You need to just kick back. I said it's too early. You don't need to be doing nothing. You eliminate that, ain't none of on in his life right now. It's too early. I said it. When they said, yo, I said, yeah, too early, for him to be doing any of that. He need to just lay back, focus on TV, get his business right with 50. He don't need to be for none of that shit. I said, but I understand why he doing it, because he's infatuated with that rap. He always wanted to do it. He was never successful at doing it. If you eliminate him doing this, there's no him standing with Rick Ross. There's no 50 tripping. None of it. There's no exposing coming. None of this happened.
There was no industry sabotage, no secret plot, just failure. And 50 Cent? He wasn't about to let Meech breathe. After news broke about the canceled concert, 50 posted the headline with a slick caption, "I had nothing to do with this. Please stop calling my phone." Oh, and to make it even pettier, he added, "Happy Valentine's Day. I'm stronger than you think." Then, to twist the knife deeper, he shared a video from Zip with the Drip exposing how Lil Baby and others pulled out of the event. Meech wanted a fresh start, but now he's the punchline.
Yo, man, I'm hearing already some people is pulling out of that concert. Yeah, on February 13th, that Big Meech was having. You heard? I know Little Baby ain't performing, right? Yeah, he said he ain't f***ing with Gunna no more because Gunna a rat. I know he ain't performing that Big Meech. Yeah, 50 on the internet calling this a rat. Talking about Tammy Cowan. Shit didn't grew some legs. Yeah, from when we was on the internet a few months ago talking about, yo, how Cuffy get indicted, how the Migo get indicted, and Meech ain't get indicted, blah, blah, blah. Shit didn't grew some legs since then. Yeah, because if Tammy then told 50 and... Yo, 50, let me narrate this shit, B. Let me narrate this. Let's get to that. Yeah, New York, nigga, let's get to that. Yeah. Who's going to this concert? I said I want to. Who's going to this concert still? Yeah. What's really going on out here? Let's get to that.
50 wasn't done clowning Meech. In his caption, he laughed at rumors that Lil Baby pulled up in a Ferrari truck, pockets full, and didn't drop a dime. His response? Lil Baby was 5 when you got indicted. WTF, he owe you? Savage. Meanwhile, Meech just lost his biggest shot at a comeback. But forget how he's dealing with it. The real question is, where's Rick Ross now? Ross talked a big game about taking Meech under his wing, but when things fell apart, he tapped out quick. Instead of stepping up, he posted a 5-second video on the situation, then moved on to promote his own events.
Biggest boss Ricky Rose just got word. Meech concert not happening tonight, but 3:05 is going down at the office. Meet us there. Bam!
Even now, Ross couldn't care less about Meech's downfall. While Meech is stuck dealing with the mess, Ross is too busy promoting his own events to even acknowledge him.
You already know, car show going down June 7th. Get online right now, get your tickets right now. But for the hustlers, I want y'all to understand you gotta stop making business personal.
Fans are calling Ross straight up inconsiderate. Because let's be real, he started this whole mess. If he hadn't come between Meech and 50 Cent, none of this would have happened. Meech could have been set for life, living off the millions 50 was offering. But thanks to Ross, that's all gone. Now Meech is broke, his comeback is dead, and Ross?
I've seen a lot of posts about the big Meech concert getting canceled. What I'm not seeing is anybody blaming Rick Ross. Nobody is saying, yo, Rick Ross, it's your fault. So I'ma do it. Yo, Rick Ross, this is your fault. You the reason why Big Meech is going through this shit right now, you heard? Because when we was on the internet talking about the Cuffy case and all that, nobody even really gave a f. But now 50 talking about that, and everybody listening. Everybody listening, you heard? So, I just want to say, or I want to ask you, did you think that shit was a good idea in hindsight? Do you think it was a good idea to be in the video with me talking about sexy red?
Sexy red.
Yeah, you think that was a good idea? Also, how you let that get the show canceled in Florida, B? That's kind of diabolical, you heard? 50, that's some bull. How you let that get the show canceled in Florida? Let's get to that.
Let's be real. Meech should have seen this coming. The whole internet knew Ross wasn't really his friend, so it's hard to feel bad for him now. Even Whack 100 called it out. He saw the setup from a mile away. But Meech? He ignored the warnings, and now he's paying the price.
I said Rick Ross is not being a friend to Meech. He knew what that was going to bring.
That's selfish.
That was a selfish act.
That was selfish. He was trying to show he could control Big Meech to 50. In turn, Big Meech.
Now what you doing? What you doing now? Now the after party y'all had at the office, that's canceled. 50 telling everybody go to booby trap. Office didn't cancel. Looking crazy, so
Draw.
that Meech is sitting back saying, I ain't even asked you to call, I didn't even realize it. Now I'm in there, and I didn't. My TV movie's gonna get exposed and reputation, and then son off too. Crazy.
Horrible move, man. I don't know how you come back from this.
There's no running back to 50 Cent now. He made it crystal clear that there's no season 4 of BMF. And in a since-deleted rant, Lil Meech called out his father for switching sides, saying, "You unfollowed me? Now you managing Skillababy when I put you on? I gave you nothing but love and loyalty." And when it came to the Rick Ross link-up, Lil Meech admitted it was all about money. Screw Ross, but he gave my dad some bread so he can pay his bills until our next season starts. But 50 shut that down real quick. His response, "What next season, little ninja?" And just to twist the knife deeper, he trolled Meech's money problems by sharing a GoFundMe link with the caption, "Help Big Screech pay his $30,000 a month Airbnb." That's one of P's cribs. Shout out to quality control. Meanwhile, Rick Ross is still out here selling dreams. He teased a real BMF movie for theaters only, asking fans who should direct it, Antoine Fuqua or Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah. So look, I do want to do a BMF film because you've been entertained by a lackluster, small budget series. Now it's time to do a big budget film.
At this point, no one's buying Rick Ross' big promises. If he couldn't even pull off a concert, how's he supposed to make a whole BMF movie? But here's the worst part. Big Meech didn't just screw himself, he screwed his entire family. 50 Cent had everyone in his family eating with executive producer credits on the BMF show. Now, that's gone. And honestly, some fans aren't shocked Meech ended up here. If you watched BMF, you'd know loyalty was never his thing. He always worked with whoever had the money, even if it meant working against his own people. That's the biggest difference between him and 50 Cent. 50 is loyal to his team, Meech is loyal to the game. But instead of owning up, Meech is pointing fingers at Rick Ross.
Rick Ross knew perfectly damn well what he was doing and what that would lead to. And if he was a real friend to Meech, unless he was looking to get 50 out the way, he would have dealt with Meech in the shadows, because he knows me and this dude who is going to react if he sees me dealing with this dude that he has business with. And there was a lot of business left to be done, right? Rick Ross, bro, could have done whatever he was going to do in the shadows if he really honored and respected me.
Is this the end for Big Meech? Will he make Rick Ross pay? So what do you think? Can Big Meech bounce back from this? Or is his legacy officially destroyed? And more importantly, will he come after Rick Ross for leaving him out to dry? If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. It means a lot to us. Also, subscribe to our channel for all the juicy updates. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to check out this next video, because this drama, it's far from over. On fire.